Is the White House in denial because the CBO also said Obamacare will reduce the incentive to work. That translates to the equivalent of 2 million fewer jobs. So how is it that Health and Human Services Secretary Kathleen Sebelius says this?
There is absolutely no evidence, and every economist will tell you this, that there is any job loss related to the Affordable Care Act.
Really? Okay. Economist John Goodman begs to differ. Also with us today, Jamie Richardson, Vice President of White Castle Government Relations, who is seeing Obamacare's impact on jobs firsthand. To you, first of all, John, you're an economist. Kathleen Sebelius just said that no economist will say that Obamacare kills jobs. You're an economist. What do you say?
I would say her statement is outrageous, and the CBO estimate is actually very modest, and better estimates would put the job loss at twice that much. More than the equivalent of more than 4 million jobs will be lost.
Let me just put the CBO thing aside for one moment, John, and look at the number of workers who will be forced into part-time work or actual job losses because of Obamacare. Forget the CBO for a second. I know that there are several major companies saying we will hire more part-timers and fewer overall workers. As an economist, can you back me up on that one?
Absolutely. Everyone I know, every employer that hires below average wage workers is doing exactly that. The CBO was talking about the supply side of the market. You're now talking about the demand side, the employer side. You have to then combine those two effects, and when they add together, we have major job loss.
All right, Jamie Richardson, you're at White Castle. Okay, tell me the impact on jobs at White Castle of Obamacare.
Stuart, I think John provided a great macroeconomic view. From a White Castle perspective, it's a very microeconomic view because we sell small hamburgers. But here's what we know. Before the Affordable Care Act was passed, we had 416 restaurants. Today, we have 400. The other thing we know is we hear a lot about inequality. There's going to be inequality of scheduling that's unheard of in the past 50, 75, 100 years if Congress doesn't act to restore 40 hours as full-time. There's a bipartisan effort to get that done. We're hopeful.
So I take it that the workers at White Castle don't feel that they've been liberated, as the CBO suggests. They've been liberated from the rigors of work.
We have the most incredible people in the world. In fact, more than 1 in 4 have been with us 10 years or more because they get great pay and they get a great health care program, which we've offered for over 90 years. So we've had that program in place since 1924. So what they know is that we're in the neighborhoods where we live, work, and raise our families. We want to provide more of that opportunity for more people. That's where we're hopeful that Congress can act, because only Congress can change it.
Well, Jamie, let me stay with you for a second. What's the response of workers when you, as the employer, tell them fewer jobs, fewer hours?
You know, it's a struggle, and I think what they found firsthand is that we're doing everything we can to provide as many hours to as many people as possible, and we're in this together. So we're really fortunate. We have incredible, loyal people, but it's discomforting. I mean, you know, looking at the long haul, we want to be around another 90 years as a family-owned business, and family businesses everywhere, I don't care if you're in a lumberyard or lawn care, are suffering because of the Affordable Care Act. So we're hopeful that the definition of full-time can be revised so it is 40 hours a week, as it's always been, not this arbitrary 30-hour definition.
John Goodman, economist, tell me, where did Kathleen Sebelius get these numbers from? Where did you get the idea from that no economist believes that Obamacare is a job killer? Where did it come from?
Well, they're just making it up because it's not true. Every economist I know knows that if you raise the tax on labor, you get less labor, and that's what's happening here. And the CBO is producing very conventional estimates, and again, I think the real estimate is twice what they're saying.
John Goodman, economist, Jamie Richardson, White Castle, thank you, gentlemen. We appreciate you being with us today. Thank you.